fast introductions here.
Go. You can do it. I'm not there.
Alright, so over here on the Marine side, we have Vex, we have Nuke, Vaticide, Shade, Superstars, Barbados, and Twisted Shadows spawning in Atrium, and we have Original Gorges, Shinny, Rox, L, Luffy, Titas, and Sober starting on for the Original Gorges and sub-access. So that's both sides. We got the even split here. We got two going over to the reactor side in the glass hallway for Original Gorges. The 3 Marines over here are going to be encountering him in a moment, moving from reactor. And Shitty taking a bunch of damage left at 1 hit point there. Luckily getting that little bit less bit of regen. We got a inverted grouping over here. 3 Skulks versus 2 Marines over in Summit Reception. Twisted Shadows going down quickly. Shade's being left by himself, and the rest of them get cleaned up. Over on the other side, Shinny and Luffy being able to stay alive, going in for some harassment behind this. Luffy setting up to do a little bit of ambush as soon as Vaticide comes back. It looks like he's going to be able to take him out. Only about 1 bullet going off and it doesn't land there. So Superstars and Nuke in crossroads by themselves. Looks like instead of building, they're going to go ahead and go for a pressure now that there's a bunch of Skulks on the field.
Okay, I'm here. Let me get in the booth. Oh.
So you have arrived where we are, sir.
Excellent. I'm in 14 seconds in the game. You know, I've been drinking a little bit more energy drinks, but now I'm definitely ready to get this stuff going. Looks like something's going on in Pipe Junction. How'd they get here, Virsoul? What's going on down there?
Over in Pipe Junction here, this is where the Vex came from. Oh, so they're going to get jumped. They're going to take it out. Superstar's taking L with him. And it looks like he's probably going to get cleaned up there. They moved in from Crossroads here, trying to see if they could get an opportunity to do a little bit of pressure. And it just didn't work out. They ran into that Hydra wall, and it kind of stopped them dead in their tracks. So we got Vaticide kind of spotting, running a little bit of interference, probably waiting for some reinforcements through Crossroads. And Luffy's going to try and sneak up behind him here. Going for a Crag Hive here on Aliens.
So I noticed that we have like a ghosted RT over there in Computer Lab. Is it like a block, or was it some kind of crazy advanced play?
I think it was some advanced play, because now that it's been ghosted, they can try and drop it again. If it doesn't place, they know that there's Cyst there at the very least, and maybe a Harvester. So they're trying to determine if the aliens are just going one side, or if they're going to be going for expansion to both sides of the map here.
A little fight in flight control that I just caught the tail end of. They built the Harvester all the way up, and they didn't finish the power node. 10 res just wasted.
They did manage to get a really good recycle, though. Recycled at 84%, so they get a good deal of their resources back there.
We have a 3-man group forming up here in Pipe Junction. Looks like Nuke, Superstars, Vacticide going to try to make a big play here. We only have 2 Skulks set up in the area. A little bit of Hydras over there in ventilation. The Skulk's getting picked off. 1 Skulk left over here in Pipe Junction, just kind of looking like he wants to go in, but he's at half health. He can't do much here. Meanwhile, we got OGL coming in, trying to do a little bit of support here. This 3-man pressure team has to either be cleaned up or they need to hit something. These aliens are just waiting and waiting and waiting for that perfect moment. Looks like VS got the spook and fell back into Data Core, except Nuke didn't get the memo. He gets picked off by Rox over there in Pipe Junction. Now we have Superstars and Vacticide versus Luffy, L, Rox, Shinny, Teardaz, and Sober. All the aliens coming in, streaming in. Vacticide goes down. Superstars left for himself, getting cleaned up by a heal spray from T-Daz.
And all those Skulks at like half or below. I think if Nuke hadn't gotten separated from the rest of his group and they'd all moved into Data together, they might have been able to take that, or at the very least do a lot more damage where the Skulks wouldn't be able to push out.
Now, when Nuke didn't get that memo, that was all she wrote for that group.
So Carapace started. Armor 1 already finished for Marines. That's you know, pretty good timing getting Armor 1 that fast. Being able to hold another extractor here over in Crevice, rebuilding a reactor again. It just looks like the Marines are probably going to go down here unless Vaticide can get some good picks. Luffy already low. He's going to need to win this engagement or risk losing this extractor, though. Oh, already one down. And he's going to be able to pistol Luffy. So great play there by Vaticide, knowing he needs to stay back and just do enough damage there.
Look over in Crevice. How did Shades get up in that vent? He's coming out of the vent. Somehow he climbed all the way up there and got into the vent inside of Atrium and walked out of the top vent in Crevice.
You know, I'm not really sure.
Somebody brought some climbing gear.
So about their moon shoes.
Moon shoes. But all the climbing in the world doesn't save them from Sober and L coming up to clean up that 2-man team. Again, you know what is a common theme that I've seen today is that these Marine teams just are not pushing against the alien extractors like we saw against DN, and I think Vetus and Quaxy both did it. You have to make sure that you just shove onto these alien harvesters. Gotta take 1 or 2 down if you want to keep yourselves in this game. But look at this 3-man pressure team is trying to work against 2 lurks here in a skulk. A little bit of shots coming down, enzyme thrown down, medkits flying galore. Can they win a fight here? Rox is at half health.
Really interesting, not even bothering with spikes. Those lurks just bobbing and weaving, going in for bites with the enzyme mist. So just going in there, swooping through, getting bites, and it ends up working out for him. Again,
Crevice trying to get rebuilt.
It's good we're going to lose Crevice here. We're just seeing some great pressure from Original Gorges onto the Vex team here. And they just have no response for this.
Just like to see them shove themselves into Comp Lab. Comp Lab, look at that RT. It's completely exposed. They know that they're going to set up data core. Do they want to really deny it right now, though? I don't know if it's the greatest play. They have to hit some harvesters. Pull these aliens back off of their stuff. They just keep going all the way over to the other side of the map. Cleaning up everything. Data core here. 2 lurks versus 3 Marines. Shades picked off and alone. Is he going to go down? Yes! Shinny getting the clutch bite right there. Nuke and SARS are all that's left here. Nuke is the last one. He's got a shotgun.
He does go down there. The Crag is up. The Lurks don't necessarily have to fall back. They could just heal there. Shinny running all the way back to the Hive, maybe not recognizing that there is a Crag there. Hive now going to be placed now that they realize that there's not anything else incoming. And the alien's going to be moving on 4 extractors here as soon as data core is finished. So the Marines doing their best to deny that location, but just couldn't hold the room.
Here in flight control, we got 2 lurks and a skulk setting up the crush. Twisted Shadow and Vacticide. Twisted Shadow getting too far away from his partner over here. Vacticide left to fight, but the lurks and skulks clean him right up. Ooh. These Marines have to hit something, or now's the time when you want to push a Hive. Try to claim it. They just forced the skulks over onto the crevice end. They could maybe throw one of those away just to try to get data core down. They got a lot of plays that they need to start trying to utilize on and get that pressure on the other side of the field.
So getting crossroads now, got 2 lurks harassing them though. It's going to be difficult for the Marines to do much of anything against those lurks. Probably should be trying to delay them, but they're doing a great job at it. That LG managing to take down both Twisted Shadows and Vaticide and Crevice will fall again.
Fight still happening over here in Crossroads. We have a lurk who's a little bit past half. These Marines are trying to get the picks, but they just can't get these shots to land very well. Then we have Sheeny with some sniping spikes right here. He's at half health. If these Marines could just try to focus fire, they could easily snag themselves a free lurk, but he decides to get out, and Marines lose another potential fight.
Yeah, so the Marines now on just 2 extractors, Crossroads and Atrium, and they're in a rough bind. I mean, they got a lot of ground to make up here. Losing too many engagement. If they can get rocks here, the rock's really low, taking the exit that was a little bit dangerous to take
Glass
there.
hallway Marine, if you just had thought about that Hive being there, he could have maybe got the pick there. He's just an AR Marine. It would have been beautiful, but he didn't see it.
She taking down both those Marines now in Crossroads, and that's going to be exposed. Sober's going to be right on it, and it looks like Rox is just going to run interference to make sure that they don't get to Crossroads, or if they don't get there easily. And they're going to go ahead and ignore it. Oh, no, they're going to go back and defend. But I think at this point, it's already too late. It's already at below half. Just Shadows will be the first one there. Yeah, 4 Marines going to defend 1 extractor.
4 Marines in Crossroads, and then a 5th one caught over here in Glass Hallway. All alone, 2 lurks swarm him and a whole bunch of skulks. Super Sards has a shotgun trying to pick off one of these lurks. Sheeny's stuck underneath. Just barely getting away with 40% health. Oh, come on, Marines! Just send a guy down through Crossroads, Get to Comp Lab, pick the RT. You can't leave them on 4 extractors. Then you gotta somehow configure a way to get a little bit of pressure on this data core Hive. It's sitting at 100%. Well, now it's too late, so now they can't do that. So they need to start thinking about that late game tech path plan that they want to start pulling out slowly. It's just too much defensive play. They can't get off their turf. Oh, I hate it when this happens. We've seen it all weekend. Just Marines can't manage to get the pressure onto the other side of the field.
I wonder if it's them kind of just not being able to deal with the alien pressure coming in. The occasional skulk that's going to come from behind and hit the resource tower. Just not dealing with it appropriately,
I don't like. Look at this man over here in Crevice. Twisted Shadow, where are you going? I know you want to rebuild Crevice, but you could at least expend one life. You were all the way up in Summit, and then he walks all the way back to just rebuild Crevice over here. It's like, you could have done a little bit of chip somewhere. Who knows where? Could have been a play, but look at this.
Entire alien team. Good thing no Marines are there, because they definitely would have been in for a surprise.
Maybe it was a good idea for Twisted not to go up. I think I'll take that one back.
Oh, we gotta surrender.
It's just, you know, you can't... Oh, I can't stress it enough. I want to see some...